So this is the moment that I've been waiting for. So I just got my new computer, which is the Mac Mini M4. So the amount of power Apple is able to pack to this small machine, which is a 5 by 5 inch little square box, is actually insane, and it costs just $600. Comparing this design with the older version, this one actually looks like a shrunken Mac Studio than a Mac Mini. So the Mac Mini M2 was more bigger than this, but this one has less footprint. So, and I would say this would be the best looking Mac Apple has ever released. So on the top we have the Apple logo, and on the front we have two USB-C ports along with a light and a headphone jack. The light just shows whether the Mac Mini is on or off. On the back we have the port to connect the Mac Mini to power, then we have Ethernet port, then we have full-size HDMI. So we have three USB-C ports, and one of them is Thunderbolt. So on the bottom we have this plastic design with Mac Mini written on it and little vents for airflow. And yes, the most controversial power button, which I'll get to in a second. And Apple has redesigned this Mac Mini so that there's better airflow, so this Mac Mini stays cool even under heavy loads. Even though the Mac Mini has a fan, you probably wouldn't be able to hear it. You just have to keep your ears so close to the Mac Mini, and then you can hear a light vibration noise, and that's it. So it's been 48 hours and I've been playing around with this machine. So I opened loads of Chrome tabs, and then my Essential apps opened, then a YouTube video playing, and then I was editing a 4K clip on DaVinci Resolve, and still this machine did not even get warm. It was like running dead silent. In my usage, even though I'm not a pro editor or anything like that, I'm still learning DaVinci Resolve, but still under my usage with 4K edits, this machine handles it really, really well. So if you watched my previous video, you know that I'm coming from a 15-year-old Windows laptop. So if you haven't watched that, links down below. Performance difference between this and that is actually insane. The amount of Chrome tabs that I can open, the amount of apps that I can work with at the same time, it's actually insane. And do you know what's the biggest advantage with this machine? It's Apple Intelligence. Okay, just kidding. With the introduction of Apple Intelligence, Apple doubled their RAM from 8 gigabytes to 16 gigabytes, which is actually really, really good. And that makes the Mac Mini really value for money. And the monitor that I have here is the BenQ GW2790Q. That's a story for another video. For the keyboard, I'm using the Rappo V500 Pro, which is a wired mechanical keyboard. And for the mouse, I'm using this HP CS10 wireless mouse. One thing to note if you're getting this Mac Mini is that the Mac Mini does not have any USB-A ports. It's entirely USB-C. So if you're using peripherals like this, you just have to get a converter from USB-C to USB-A, and then only you'll be able to connect it. So I haven't used any professional, like really high quality speakers. All I use is the JBL Go 3. So from that perspective, the Mac Mini speakers are really, really good. It gets really loud and it gets the job done. The one thing that I found really strange is that I'm not able to adjust the monitor's brightness within macOS. So I just have to use this button on the bottom to adjust the brightness of the monitor. So maybe it only works with Apple's own display, like the Pro Display XDR or the Studio Display. So I just don't know what it is. It does not work here. Another thing is that this Mac Mini does not even get warm in my usage. Like editing 4K videos or opening some apps, opening lots of Chrome tabs, this Mac Mini stays really, really cool. But when I put it to sleep mode, this Mac Mini gets warm. Well, it turns out that there was a setting which I had to turn off, which is like background syncing and something related to network. So when I turned that off, there is no issues now. So now coming to the most controversial thing about this new Mac Mini, which is the power button. Honestly, I haven't found it that big of a problem because I usually put the Mac to sleep, then shut it down. So that's mostly not a problem unless you are shutting it down every now and then. But that does not justify the power button placement. So also, if you're getting one of these, get a UPS because you can protect it from power outages and voltage spikes. Also, if you're buying one of these, get the Apple Care subscription for 3 years, which would protect it from like physical damages or whatever, and they'll just replace it for you. So who should get this? First of all, do not buy this for gaming. This is not a gaming machine. This is a work machine. I bought it for video editing, thumbnail design, color grading, and other sorts of stuff. So if you are a student or a professional who wants a really powerful work machine, then get this. But if you're going with a MacBook Air, then you'll only get M2 or at least refurbished M3 at this price point. So if you want the M4, then you will have to pay almost $400 more. But if you're not a person who works in a desk, then MacBook Air is actually the better choice. But one thing, do not get the iMac. Even though the iMac comes with the M4 chip, it is double the price of this Mac Mini, and it looks like a computer from 2010 with that big chin at the bottom, that white bezel. I honestly did not like that at all. take that extra money and buy whatever monitor and buy whatever peripherals you want. At $600, there is no machine that can compete with this Mac Mini. So this is my dream computer and I finally bought it. So this is still a 48-hour review, so I'll be publishing a more detailed, in-depth review after 1 month or so. So be subscribed to see that. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.